Mesachas Pesachim daf Kuf Yud Aleph. The Gemara before discusses the halacha of the Zugot and sakana to drink 2 cups because of Zugot. And the Gemara says besides for the chashash mazikin, there's another chashash because of kshafim. And the Gemara brings a story that a person divorced his wife, and his wife went and married a storekeeper, and the first husband used to go and drink wine by the second husband's inn, and they tried to do witchcraft on him in order to damage him, but it was loy mistayim milsa because he was nizzer from Zugot. But one time he drank many kaises and he lost track of how many drinks he had, and he ended up drinking Zugot, and they were able to damage him. The Trumas Hadeshin has a tshuva regarding what's the halacha if someone divorces his wife. The Bama says Mavu and the Gemara in Ksubis Daf Chav Zayin that there's an isser to live in the same mavui as your ex-wife. And the Trumas Hadeshin has a shayla if there's 2 people living in the same town and there's no other yidden in the town, could he live in the same town as his ex-wife, and many times he'll have to visit this new husband's house for business and he'll sit there for a long time? Is there any isser? And the Trumas Hadeshin says it's not a problem. You see from our Gemara over here that he visited his ex-wife's house and drank wine there, and he stayed there for an extended period of time. So you see it's not a problem. He says it's not mistaver that we're dealing with someone that was over averis, because over here the Gemara is proving that he was nizik because of Zugot, and if he would be an Val Avera, then the reason why he got damaged is because of an Avera, not because of Zugot. This Trumas Hadeshin is brought down the Ramah, the beginning of Chaskerishin. However, the Beis Yosef argues in the Trumas Hadeshin, in the Taz also argue on the Trumas Hadeshin. They say in such a situation, it's old for them to be nichshal, so it's also for him to go and visit the house. Moving for the Gemara says the kairis and kikaris, it's gomru b'nei adam, doesn't have a chasaron of Zugot. I in the Tosfos read that asks why by a loaf of bread, since people made it, is no chasaron of Zugot, why is it different than cups of wine that also you need it to become the Adam? It's mavur, there is a chasaron of Zugot. So Tosfos says that the difference is that if you have kernels of wheat that grow from the ground, when they gomru b'dei shamayim, it's not chozi la'achila. However, grapes that grow from the ground, they are chozi la'achila. And he says furthermore, another svara, that the wine in the grapes is mifkid pocket. However, the wheat has to be made into bread, and it's only through the tirch of the adam that it's made into pas. I know Chashulchan that says a different yisoid, that the Gemara is referring only to oichel na mashke. I know Chazon Ish that says a tremendous yisoid to answer this kasha. He says it's mavur that there's 2 different types of Zugot. He says there's Zugot in a cheftza and Zugot in a maisa. He says the fact you have Zugot in 2 eggs and 2 egoism, there is Zugot in the cheftza, and then you have lo yikaneach trei, lo yaset tzrochav trei. That over there the chasaron is you did a maisa, you did an action twice, so the action 2 times is also a chasaron of Zugot. So the Chazon Ish writes that legabe drinking wine, 2 cups of wine, is a maisa. You did a maisa of twice, and that's a chasaron of Zugot, and that's mavur in the Gemara. The gomer b'dei adam is not a chasaron of Zugot. That's only b'shteki karis. Shteki karis is concerning the cheftza, that there's a cheftza of 2 gikaris, and when it's gomer b'dei adam, doesn't have a chashivas of 2 items to have a chasaron of Zugot, and there's no chasaron by eating 2 gikaris of 2 asiyas. The asiyas is not connected to the 2 gikaris. So the whole nidin is 2 items, and 2 items that's going the other doesn't have a chasaron of Zugot. Mesha ein kain by shtiyas yayin. Shtiyas yayin is nesiachis to the cups, and it's 2 drinkings of cups. And since the question is the maisa, the action, in the action doesn't make a difference if it's going b'di adam, not going b'di adam. Even if it's going b'di adam, it has a chasaron of Zugot. Moving for the Gemara of Kuf Yud Aleph, shloisha ein matzin ve'ein mismatzin. You can't go through 2 of them, and you can't let them go through you. Hakelev adekel va'isha. There's an interesting machlokes Maharsha and Salmas Chaim. The Maharsha in Hoyri says that there's a similar Gemara in Hoyris regarding if you go through two ladies, or if a lady passes by two men, it's kosher l'kshikha. It's similar to Gemara over here. The Gemara over here is referring that it's a sakana if you go through two ladies, or you let a lady pass through two men. And the Mashal says that the Gemara over here says what happens if they pass through niftach bekel, nafsik bekel. So the Mashal says that the Gemara says it's specifically sakana. However, the Gemara in Behoris says regarding shal kosher l'shikha to say these psukim won't help. However, the Salmas Chaim says the same way it works l'gabi sakana, it works for kosher l'shikha as well. And Salmas Chaim in a different area writes that the whole chassaron is when there's two ladies that are stationary and you walk past them, or vice versa. However, if both the ladies and the men are walking, it's not a problem. Ein Sefer Shmiras Haguf HaNefesh, there's arichos many pratim about this halacha. And he brings from the Chazon Ish and the Beli the plan that it was very makbid not to go between two ladies. Ayin Sham. Moving further on, the Gemara says, Hayman the pog itza. If someone meets a lady when she's coming out of tefillah the mitzvah, if he is kadem meshamish, achsed the day ruach snunim. If he is kadem meshamsha, achsed the day ruach snunim. And the Gemara says, "My takante leima hochi a pasuk in Tehillim shevich boys al nedivim." I heard from Avi Morish Shlita interesting shach in Seif Simkov Tzadiches that says although the Rekeach brings the gifts like we have, that brings from the pasuk in Tehillim shevich boys al nedivim. However, he brings from the Baal Mechaber Tilda's Aaron on the pasuk in Tehillim shevich boys al nedivim. He's not Mitzayin. He doesn't bring the Gemara in Pesachim. However, on the pasuk in Eve Yud Beis umaziach afikim rafa, he's mitzayin the Gemara in Pesachim daf Kuf Yud Aleph. So the Shach says, since it's a two gersois, the Rekeach and the Baal Tilda's Aaron, therefore you should say both of them. Ayin Tosis in Bamatzia daf Peidalid, that's matbi on this Gemara. From the Gemara in Bamatzia over there that discusses that Rabbi Yochanan sat on Shari the Tefillah in order that ladies, when they come out of the mikvah, they should see him and they should have sons Shapira de Kavasei and learn Torah so much like him. And Tosis asks, how could he sit on the Shari the Tefillah when ladies coming out of the mikvah? There's a problem over here, like the Gemara was moving over here. There'll be achtei ruach snunim. So Tosis says to Tirutzim that the Gemara over here, that's achtei ruach snunim, is only when you pegeya, when you meet them. However, Rabbi Yochanan was sitting there stationary, and they were coming towards him. He didn't meet them, and therefore it doesn't pertain the chasar of the Gemara, the achtei ruach snunim. The Tosis is another teretz that over here we're talking about only when it's pegeya benoshim, when they're oila from the nar and they're still undressed. However, Rabbi Yochanan was outside the Shari Tefillah and didn't have the chasar. And the Ritva over there in Bamatzia says a different teretz that the Gemara over here is talking about regular people that have Yetzer Sahara, and therefore it's achtei ruach noinim. However, Rabbi Yochanan, it was doim l'noshim kekaki d'chiyuri, like white tees. It didn't have any Yetzer Sahara b'chlal, so therefore he didn't have a chesaron of achtei ruach noinim.